bisa what bisa
yeah bisa ana obacho atententi di atem no wentimi amfa sa otumi kai say of a commercial flight wentimi am flight di
ba mumu flight of I
yes me say on the private jet they took kwan
number near
na ma beg
that will be some numbers I mean private jet now what is your number
no hold on you see sometimes let people in responsible positions treat that with respect on mampeni to kwan clear so the private jet in the two kwan we say in private jet or the commercial flight commercial flight nipa any mukra be 300 and 200 into nipa bebre should be in the flight
sure
so it cannot be a secret because so long as for commercial flight there cannot be a secret for commercial flight need into about here
maybe so why am for some who say a private
because
jet
they are checking all the commercial flights
call Japan
no there's no direct flight from here to Japan
sure
they are checking all the commercial flights are a fly and drop from 12 p.m. till 11 p.m. none of them had the president on it all the commercial flights
okay
a fly and drop from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. none of them had the would say that one is easy for us to verify none of them had the president on it. Okay. Commercial flight being and a president fire. How is it difficult for you to call the chief of staff to tell you? Because you can say so called that.
Yeah.
It took a chance of offer Emirata. You need to say it by this time. Easy, so I check it.
Okay.
I don't want to make
Mate, so let me ask Aboagye text messages and WhatsApp messages in American Kamamzi. So let me ask Aboagye something very important, and please, with the greatest respect, ask him for me. From Dr. Nkrumah to 2016, our debt was 160 billion, and we can count every single project they borrowed the money for. Please, from 2016 down to 2024, the debt is 800 billion. He should tell us what.
Na yom fambra mega TV and platform we eso abusia over from the look of things how Dennis Miracle Aboagye ACD in common. This is the guy obemo NPP at no position for a longer period of time, especially Bawumia will never be a president since this guy is the campaign manager. He is the campaign manager or director or whatever. Because of Abranti Wintino, Dr. Alhaji Bawumia will never be a president. This is not a case. Ne kasaye, ne niye, anyhow usiye na hono. In fact, a chani mobibri, and it tells you so railway, he is so arrogant. Say na nasa mijem fi kasa nka do things in position nka ndisi beba power. Say na nasa mijem fi ekasa nka do things in position no nka people for beti menya kwanya aba power. No. But this guy what do you call it? This guy Miracle Aboagye, he does not respect. Onim se nimpanfo e wo party ni mu. So far as omodina ye campaign manager for another director for Bawumia ntino. He thought say he can do anything that he wants. He thought so bet me aye do PBR. But before say ebe kon yentie ni nsem no. Me yentie nto aso no meso so be subscribe na wanya abotere. Na wa like dwumadi na wa share na foforo nya bi ahwe. Yentie nsem o kan de to aso yentie nsem ni bi.
Where the projects are, rest my case. This one is coming from okay, Wanfani Dino Amba, and then I have another one here from Mubarak Arthur Nyako, former assembly man Swami Dadia so now in Takra. There was a Brakojo, as well as you are trying to compensate our patriots who are involved in plane crash. Let's remember those who also died. Who carried the dead bodies for a look braveness for such job, okay, or no so Nidia or the Eba no. And then another one coming from Nana Kwame K. or say Dennis, don't worry yourself much about the host. For some time now, I've been watching him. I always try and defend competency of the NDC, which he always find it difficult to do. He should just join the NDC communication team and stop the journalism. This one is coming from Nana Kwame KEA or no so. Nidia or they no. Good morning, Mr. Host. I hear you comment about refund of our first year students' fees. Right. In the training college, they receive 1,900 Ghana cedis instead of 4,700 Ghana cedis as admission alone. Remember, they are fed once a day, and nurses Training College 2. It is their accumulated allowance for a year. Please, where is the 24-hour economy? In Kokon Kitenkete, JDM is a captain of sinking ship, simply inside Tubodom Zongo. And also Nidia or the Ebay. And time check is there 8:38. My name Dennis Miracle Aboagye, Communication Director, Emma the Bawumia campaign, and ED Komono. Now, moving from the other issues of national interest, let's come back to the NPP. We saw, say, the issue of press release about amnesty say Sebio among for Almufi party number. But I quite remember then it's your good self. I think around April 2025 thereabout. You did speak about this same issue. You even specific with names like Paula Foko and Alan Chimate Dems. The NPP will allow them to also get back to the party and all that. Getting the amnesty now from the NPP for other people when I face someone say disciplinary committee, any so sisi and almost sisi and ejemu maybe be an kono. Your take on that is it a good one?
Well, I think that may who let know.
Okay, but
it's difficult for me to speak to it now because the General Secretary, I'm sure today will speak to some of the issues if that's the case. Me try some friend.
Okay,
but me send to me and can.
Okay,
see me person me General Secretary first.
Before
yes,
you get into the matters.
Because I'm not teaching more than know. What I know about you these days. Who letters they know.
But it was signed by acting chairman or chairman.
I don't know that yet.
Press statement.
That's what I'm saying. Say, then say say who letters and I say when ya proper verification. I feel later but say you see be quite name. Me train General Secretary's kasa was what they have the able to me.
But I quite remember April thereabout. You did speak about this thing.
I think say if for especially for those who didn't forfeit their membership, will be on one a free. So I just said, but there were people who were taken through disciplinary processes and were suspended near them. I think it's high time say we'll bring all of them back into the fold so that we can be a bit more formidable going into the election. And say I think it will be in the right direction. And your more don't pay in the air now a tricky.
Okay,
because no. Obisa no san be kan wa hwa na wase abese no but obi wo ha oye boni kitwe bi obi wo ha bibi na sie na akasakasa bi ba na disciplinary committee say oh yes suspending the kakra na those people I think we can bring all of them back for us to be a stronger force going into 2020.
Now obi of force party ni na ndi ni yi obeka kire mpanyimfo omo anhyeda anya ho hwe amani yi na odebufu afim sankrofo no so nkomo banka o okay
apply say no wo apply e behwe who apply a better obi on merit. You see, who come want to be for our feelings and no emotions and then cool him. I think so I just say, who come you must abide by the rules and regulations. But I say there are rules, but me feel say, na me feel say, there will always be challenges. And see those who, for example, be who could independent candidate, automatically will forfeit membership.
Okay.
Into no amnesty no one.
Okay.
You must apply.
Okay.
They are say no the way I will behave previous ye jiwa obebo na say sell obe say eku no. So I just say nti imagine obi a ye ko elections na ujai ko ye independent candidate. Aka 2 months to elections no say be independent candidate. Na when win no I feel say mo the amnesty about me say about na kire bi o san ye bi wen. Nti obi sa na hu be yin say obe apply na mpeni na tena se. Near to no, near sure say you're the year no on saying yes I be. So I just say, and that is why Omodia a bit tricky but Ubiwa business see be our year near more be in a different committee trainer so near the Omodia party and the trio muscle. The party like I say ye was so but Siciano, ye Jabumana aqua. I think say it's in the right direction.
Okay, all right. Last week or so, many a year the Ken Agyapong team, specific with Kwasi Kwarteng bedin komo the issue of second chance and the article or Troy concerning that, the analysis or and all that. He did say, your reply now with the man, frankly speaking, a GTP now by and with the analysis, your analysis really did not stand the test of time to really say, the NPP party should give your candidate, Dr. Bawumia, that second chance to become the presidential candidate of the NPP.
Me nim senekura me yanumpo because ChatGPT there.
As I could use AI and what throw article no their reply.
Se me fan impo se the fan impo se me use AI. 2025 who use AI as anything. 2025 now 2025 if you are not even using, you are not ready for artificial intelligence in 2025, you don't even deserve to be a leader in this country. And only 2025 so and I want to me appreciate what artificial intelligence is in 2025. Now when you're ready, you say oh my no ability until the empo do can you know but the empo it tells you how far away they are when it comes to where we need to take this country to. So I just say and you cannot ridicule or belittle the effects of artificial intelligence in 2025. And if in 2025 I say say artificial intelligence then I'm sorry when you're ready my
but the analysis with regards
let
to
me come to
yes.
my response which match me line back one and your factual stick to mine we'll come to this one line one line and your factual.
Oh, so one outro why the intimate interest
exactly.
I mean, we say and I say
so
yes,
and you know that me in this country I'm renowned for one thing. I'm renowned for speaking to facts. Me mean chantro to be so. Me kasenti any power. Me mean diatemu. Me in my natural DNA I don't insult. Me first of all me equipim ni and you know say equipim for naturally we throw insulting. We are not trained like that. Number two, me sound so called Presbyterian school. Number three, me baptized and confirmed the Methodist. My Sunday school teacher. And he may insult the abomination, mommy. And I don't insult, I don't lie, I don't blackmail, I don't sabotage. And there is not a single line in my response that is a lie. Now, say if none of the things I said in my response is a lie there, then why are we having a conversation here? Oriya?
Me too, pa.
Exactly. And I just spoke the truth. It is the facts as they are. Some did say, "Tama no troll, no so not say or the facts in the trouble and so I just responded and put out the facts. You see, when you come and attack somebody, you don't determine how the person responds to the attack. So I'm going to say, "Se me no na me here we now be bomb me so back now da no na wo kwa." Men ka say ade na me bow etiko e ma wo hwe ase. Na na me so mambo we no so bi, da bi. Man so ma say be bomb me so. Enti say me nya wo hwe na say metim ba bi Sunday adwumre na odo nsa ebram me ni so na say wo da na wo na wo kona me de dua hwe wetiko a ade na wo bi say me say ade na me bram me ni so na me so wan bram me ni so bi there be you don't determine the kind of response I give when you come and attack me. So the rule is simple: don't attack me when I've done nothing to you. But if you come at Dr. Bawumia, then you have given us no choice than to respond in a way that we deem befitting.
And you think your response to that write-up, when it comes to the analysis of looking at the way two candidates, thinking that Ken Agyapong is much stronger.
In summary, he called my candidate a weak leader. In summary,
yes.
Okay, so all I needed to do was to show between Dr. Bawumia and the candidate, how and why I think his candidate is a weaker leader than Dr. Bawumia. And I stated facts. And some of
the things that you did say, for instance, you say your candidate, that's in Ken Agyapong, is a loose cannon whose only strategy is insult and threat. 2, a liability whose reckless comments scare investors and moderate voters. 3, a man with zero policy depth, banking, no on populism and populism over substance. I mean, you said these things.
Okay, first of all, have you heard a single policy proposal from the candidate throughout up to now? They started from last one, third one. Say, me see, he has made no policy proposal. What's about?
I think he spoke about businesses entrepreneurship.
I know any policy.
I don't know any policy.
Business entrepreneurship and your policy. Policy specifically what you would do to promote businesses and entrepreneurs. But how can I say business entrepreneurs and your policy?
Yes, or can be BF. I'm only
so
giving you.
I'm saying, is there a policy? You know, say is there a policy? Say business and entrepreneur and your policy.
So when she say a year,
until she say no okayana or boy. Or boy, what is a boy?
So a bunting and me boy entrepreneur. So can entrepreneur. Mean to mean church and shame.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be free 3% of GDP for private sector, which is about 30 billion. The private sector and governments never but private sector never crano use. That is his policy initiative. Any candidate in the day. So I wasn't lying. Number two, videos are the candidates in the NPP for them, including Kwasi and Munim Nyansa. When I say is a loose cannon with insult, I say I'm not lying.
Are these words not harsh?
No, I am just, you see, you came to describe my leader. That's what I'm saying. You say, so we bram meniswa. May expect to say me so me respond here. Me bram meniswa. Say ne ya obe bram meniswa oda no ho amedi duabo wetikoi. Say we hu say next time obe bram meniswa me tumi duabo. Ntu be jai mboa. Nti ne me no ka say e be den say obe hu say osanso trust anya mani bio. Because him so trowa me ba be den e be nyan. And you know say for a very long time these attacks keep coming at Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia almost all the time. But in Kasada, that was the first time we decided to give a response to it. I don't think it's important. I don't think it's irrelevant. But it was to send a message and a signal say, Ubiya betumi akebi. Nemu bibinti. You understand what I'm saying? Because otherwise, me, I only stated the obvious truth. But you know, say the only reason why Oka say has ruled say, and yes, and adia ebia won to me, ufisa won to me kano, and a miracles wakano. Meboa. But what makes you think say we share miracles or to me a friend say be aboa kwasi ya? Na me de mean to me ngasa wabodam. Wo jidi say me aboa ne kwasi ya meboa. Me so me jidi say wabodam na de ko kasa wabodam so wo de ne me de na me ka che say wabodam ne hash. Na me aboa ne kwasi ya ne. It is said ne be ya unko say wabodam no. Men ko frame abwano kwase e se kase bie no anamboa.
Then is open say you present a Dr. Bawumia again to the people of this country. First off as so we need a prime minister no be leader no. NPP for e dey pa na ye sonku biom efa ora Dr. Bawumia ho a ofo say the NPP for no ensign ento abama no be di NPP name to win 2028 elections.
So first of all never means Nema miensa any pillars are. Ye jidi said Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the best for your party. Number one, ye kwa akensi ye ni endis in eko. Akensi no ye ko in the next 1,209 days, which is about 3 years from now. Ye nimre, embre nimukra. Ebiem ye be kwa akensi no so against party omwa beimu. Nti omo no ye incumbent omo kura all the state power and state control. Nti eyakensi a ano edin pa. Uhia candidate are you very prepared. Now to me in a very short time are you ready for such a contest. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the most prepared of all the people who are running to be leaders of the NPP. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And the reason why I say that is simple. For 16 years in our country, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been at the forefront of our politics. Forefront. Politics is but say BB the DBH. For 16 years, 2007, Obeye running mate in the party. Why you running mate for about 4 elections? 2007, 2012, 2016, 2020. 4 elections now you running mate. And on one case, so you presidential candidate in 1 elections. Into 5 elections as the main man. 5 elections as the main man. He has visited every constituency in this country at least 5 times. He has seen it all when it comes to running a presidential elections. And see, so readily available. And we hear say, afeni yeba be CS ne de na kwhye dem ni akwa no ho na eyenibre pa na ye de ko 2028 emre ni ho de a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. But just let me go out here. We no mechanic say ya. all you have to do is to prove to me say oh a candidate no rather the most prepared. But only me be adwin say o hwe candidate here ke nyina indicators here make why you could have run for parliament for say some of the candidates have been in parliament. In fact, most of them have been in parliament for years. But as no MP contest and also presidential elections you see, when you are going to run a presidential elections, you must be known by 276 constituencies. When you are running the parliamentary elections, you have to be known by just one constituency. None of the candidates is known by 276 constituencies as much as Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is known. There is no doubt, say, when it comes to candidates, are you prepared and ready for a presidential elections? Amongst the lot, there is no doubt, say, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And no change be so what I say. Number 2, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the most formidable candidate, or no, in the Jiza and so preoccupé when it comes to battling and fighting with our opponent, which is the NDC. For 16 years, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ebeka NPP leading in the front line. No member of our party, no member of the NPP has taken on the NDC in the manner in which Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has taken on the NDC. To the extent, say, for the first time in the history of this country, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the Vice President, NDC for Bodinya, Yebo Ekufuado Abayindi Edinka, Ekufuado Bawumia government. So, Muni na akra mukebi Ekufuado Bawumia government. What the Atamos Mahama government da? What the Mahama Emisata government da? What the Rollins Mills government da? In fact, and then you cry Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia free so on your vice president. What is will become Mahama Nana Jane government da? And your Mahama buying, and your Atamils are buying, and your Rollins are buying, and your Kufu are buying. A ban saying. And they do Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so kwande ebeye Ekufuado Bawumia government. It is because the NDC always knew say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was the guy that was always taking them on. He has learnt the ins and outs of fighting with the NDC and making sure that he exposes them and punches holes into them. His formidability, the level of commitment to the party, the level of dedication to the party. Say Yemfa Yahunto and Yem forgetting about personal interest, Yem pursue the MPP agenda, Yem taking on NDC. None of the candidates will beat Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to us.
But some people have said, okay. So some people have said, I mean, we are still hoping, say, Bawumia, with all the things that you're saying. Yet, the first shot for us was a disaster,
which takes me
for the party. That dainty as Sebio, yes, I'm pretty you don't know Ebeba.
Which takes me to the third and final leg, the most winnable candidates. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the most winnable candidate, in spite of the fact say Oko 2024 elections or lose here. The fact that Oko lose here makes him even much more winnable than all the others.
But he believes that not just loss, but huge numbers.
It doesn't. We'll come to it. We'll come to all of that. So you see, he's the most winnable candidate because. So we'll call into elections. Politics is science. Maybe a political science or legal. Politics is science. Politics rise on data. Politics is sociology. Politics is psychology. The fact of the matter when it comes to electoral history and the electoral trends, my women say. Apart from Mampeni John Dramani Mahama now or acting president, after the time I 2024 elections, no candidates in this country in our running presidency for the first time and away winning. And there's a reason. It's a year about the history of what say Obi a wako be peno likely so be winning than the Oko for the first time. I say there be and forget your name Kofa for. Mampeni Kufo. Oko elections 1996 Olusuye Obi winning in the year 2000 mebwa in the year 2000 no Mampeni Kufo ko election only Atamils na koyo mebwa Atamils Lusuye because that was Atamils' first contest and Atamils be winning second time in 2008 mebwa 2008 no Atamils kono only another dan Ekufuado na koyo mebwa Ekufuado lost that election because that was his first time Ekufuado went again for 2012 he lost until he won in 2016. So the history is there.
Yeah, but they said these people you mentioned, they showed a certain form of promise.
They didn't show anything. Last time I was listening to your interview with him here, and I was laughing. You see, disingenuous.
Okay.
When you say population in 2024, the voter population, no, 2028, when you say more, so when you say more. After 2016, Mahama lose elections by about 1 million votes. When you say that time, na unprecedented. Yes, in a bin see that. So okay, and you see NDC good because say Akwa Bato no lose by 1 million. 2020, we lose by 500,000. It was still the second highest loss in this country. Why? Because in 2016, the population was more. The voter register was more than it was in 2012. 2012 voter population was more than it was in 2008. 2008 was more than it was in 2004. And what have you? 2024 voter population was more than it was in 2016. Until you don't use nominal figures. But let me tell you what happened in your last interview with him. At some point, he wanted to run on the percentages until you realized that the percentages would not help him. Or switching or call nominal figures. If you use nominal figures, you're not being logical with a deduction. Because the Padodu Ebekwa Batwa in 2028, on bed draws once your mom call in 2024. So we lose elections in 2016 by 1 million votes. Not be lose elections by 2 million votes in 2024. You don't look at the nominal figures. You go and look at the percentages. So I just say percentages, in our bit to be used because percentages in the amount of the actual. Because population in terms of nominal figures, and yet. Eti na obeka you do baby no catch they say omampeni kufo lose elections
yes.
By onya 30 something percent.
Yes.
And no edubo ahinya 30 something percent.
Yes.
So I just say before omampeni kufo so be 39 or 70%.
Yes.
Percentages in bit to me they are checking actually which one is abysmal because percentages in the real nominal figures in the because of population change any even voter turnout dynamics in it bit may different. Because we have elections no when you voter turnout of 80%. When you voter turnout of 80%, no be lose elections by 1 million. It is not the same as will be lose by 1.5 million voter turnout 60%.
Okay.
I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. It is our analysis in a bogus. Tugu, baby. In any case, you don't go into an election with that kind of mindset. So when you use our mindset there, they'll be able to say, okay, may call elections. Midi can call back on me 41.7%. What it means is that out of the voter population, 41.7% be an nantia ko polling station ko abama me paying. Until they are me here and say benya 8.1%. Number across 50% me boa. So I say me just 8% I'm across 50%. I don't know obeja me na Ziga akoto abama me paying. What it means is that Ziga is more likely to vote for me than to vote for another person. Na yen kofo bi ono yen test na da. Sisi at the moment or zero. On call election da. The party cannot be sure. Indeed, okwa ebi obetumi 80%. Ebi obetumi 70%. But obetumi so 20% because yen fa ne nkoda. Ne ho nsem no yen tested da. Nsem e fa no ho no yen fa nko momanfo no nkire ye say mo de ba say ne ye dwen fa no ho da. Dr Bawumia de na ko nsem e be kafa no nyina ya kafa no ho awie onya 41.7%. De e be ya ne say e betra say de ene kaya yan ne yi e fa na betumi miem so that 8% de be den ye benya ka ho wo si enya no nto ne yen kofa wo candidate na ono nko national elections bi ada na ye nim so betumi enya 90 80 70 20 ana 10 no ne yen ko risk yen ko ye try and error in an election. It is a must win for a political party. Meaning say this any
NPP risky.
No, it's too much risk to go and risk with a 0% as against 41.7%. Okay, almost say Sanet here there say that just NDC were 56%. That is not what we are talking about. We are talking about the candidates. John Mahama got 56%. Meboa. And na MP onya o win elections and so we have different percent. The candidates, Obi to me Nancy, 41.7% of the people were convinced to work and vote for Dr. Bawumia in spite of all the issues and propaganda around him. We have tested that. We have not tested your candidates. In some way, PF no hoyabano, you ain't tested yet.
Then can I won't test it.
Now, it was our time, no. I don't know, call risky testing. When I have already tested somebody and I know someone me 8%. And I will just have to identify the issues, so that I can get 8%. Which means I'm not fighting for another 50%.
Okay, there are two issues I want you to address for me right now. One has to do with the same Kwasi Kwarteng's issue, where he did say, at the time where Ghana was mourning, your party, MPP, were in Ashanti region, campaigning when the party had said, until you be Akwetiano. I'm sure you heard that one too. No, true. Say in Ashanti region, something like that was happening.
Me assure say, they say. Na ne nkrofo campaign wo Western North obe ka chem na the candidate na kasen eni ho nti emfa ho beboa. But as we speak this morning, across the country you have different teams for different candidates having their own engagement across the country. How is that an issue? Say onufi say the team na omo ye campaign e wo Western North no throughout the period, morning or whatever period in Yinano. Any issue, how is it that somebody also campaigning somewhere is an issue? Not Dr Bawumia or no hobby. Into what is he talking about?
Is Dr. Bawumia worried about the issue of breakaways? I.e., I'm talking about to be to say Brandy Champon. I'm talking about bit is Yenuya Educhum, and then Ken Agyapong himself. Na Embribia be saying no money and a year campaign. Na afi all of a sudden these gentlemen that I'm talking about, you know, Omatio Moses is here, and they also want to contest or be part of the race. How do you think Dr. Bawumia Wana?
You see, the fact of the matter is politics are quite a police.
Okay.
When you say police in the as constable, meaning that's when it's obeying your IGP. Police in the BIA, be a police in the BIA is a Dakro or IGP. Politician be a final dream, they say, which mean you want Queen Ability party. Politician be a so I just say, you are wow to me analysis out to me say, and want to mean Ruho, until for different path. But largely, if you feel say you have the opportunity to do it, you take it. And he said, "Oko elections 2024. Na say me miracles me be support. We no just say ye call election 2025. Na say me feel say baby edru no. Me so me time aso say me contest me to me no contested. And at the first time me no contest and so nche say me bu anim tia. Me madwemu no. Me time ni say me no wan call by this time. Na say o be sen ko epa me ho kwa. E bia me nya say opportunity no. E bia na madwene say nka wo call 2024 de no wie ya. Anka by 2020 na nka we wie ne dru me so. But see na went to me nya ho akonya nko 2024 no say bijao na sa wo call 2028 dia na say wo de me call 2036 me be do won na me bia ma wa kokra and me time betwem eti this is my time to give it a shot. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. Kojo bonso so na ye Mahama appointee but say o contest Mahama eno just say na why bonibi debi Dr. Dufo so na ye Mahama appointee but contesting Mahama eno just say why bonibi. The fact is that some of the people contesting Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia are clear in their mind say omo generation no time ni previously you know the support. Don't forget also say okay support baby na ye omo ne contest so I just say and I am far. But if we are prime minister, we all came together to campaign. Just was signing up it's not such a big deal. You understand what I'm saying? And see, we should allow anybody that feels any time as soon. Now, one call we have a panel to contest. So, corner way nya, none is the crack. Akuma Tony him say, and to me and Dream is all my brabum.
Then is I then now who use that part alone and not to see say they also feel say your candidate will not be a good one to see. I mean the party win, but rather looking at it from the hand side that one quite age wise and one quite the time between and all that. Why not seeing it from the other angle that at least they also feel that you didn't cheat. But the force and the so any people didn't really appreciate what he did. It's able to be a Juma send
example, a bit my specifics. Why? Because
bisa candidates now.
Yes, because candidates
yeah.
A dynamo echo contest in the yeah. Contest TNT on the core primaries. You got in the core primaries. Mind you, Ken and then the core primaries. And see, that means for now you are left with Brian
and then Educhum
and Kwasi
Agyapong.
These are all people who feel so much time now. So I'm just what to Kwasi Agyapong with office any time now. So Kwasi Agyapong no credit. So one to me uncle we na say Dr Mahmoud Bawumia be 2 terms say we banana time metwem na the time metwem so what do you say
sana huna na that's a fact
that is how it is that's the fact that is how it is unless say be a what say waka before that is what it is so what do you say that is what it is you don't assume too much stick to the facts
but maybe you also assume
no I'm not I'm just giving you the facts me assume here
my main kind of text messages in remember back to many a year Dennis Miracle Aboagye or your communication director my the Bawumia campaign I mean no 18 command good morning Dr Kojo Mpacho Obaya Mama Becheme Mr. Please kindly tell Miracle and the NPP that Ghanaians are still not ignorant so they have started talking too much they should give us a break we voted for them so if the 4 years come and we will know what we shall do. Thank you. This one is coming from Michael, the Chancellor, Asin Fosu, and also Nidia or De Ebaye. And this one is coming from Jones, Mansu Tuntun Krum. Or Sebra, could you tell the NPP party people that they do nothing for Ashanti region? Look at our roads, they should forget cry. Opposition deserves them. Or also Nidia or De Ebaye. And then I have Koblebi of Benghazi. Or say, the NPP government intentionally chopped the money to be used to construct Kwasi and Saom Road. The road is in a very bad state that vehicles can't use the road. As it is now, the road has become accident trap for vehicles. Meanwhile, that is the only highway connecting Ghana, Burkina Faso, Mali, but the road has become very dangerous for vehicles. This is a big disgrace to Ghana. People of Kwasi are begging President John Mahama to consider the Kwasi and Saom Road and priority over any other road and has urgent matter which needed immediate action. That road must be constructed immediately to prevent avoidable lorry accident. Also, Nadia Ode Eba and on this one says, good morning, Kojo Preko Dankwa. Good morning to you. To say the fact, Dr. Bawumia is the most prepared candidate, being running mate for 8 years. Vice President for 8 years, meaning half of NPP's year in existence had put him in the limelight, yet gave us this humiliating defeat. That alone should tell you Ghanaians have rejected Dr. Bawumia. Change is going to 2028 is a must. Kweku Frimpong Jr. Asante Achim North. Onosone dia ode eba ye no. And then this one says Andy or say please could you tell tell Kennedy to stop insulting. I don't know who Kennedy is. Dr. Bawumia, all the way. Okay, greetings to Aboagye. Okay, greet Aboagye for me. Okay, so I should tell Dr. Kennedy to stop insulting, and then Dr. Bawumia all the way. Greets Mr. Aboagye for me. I am Andy Ahafujedu. Bawumia all the way. Onosone dia ode ebaye no. This one, okay, I'll read this one later on, and then let me go to Bosheba Amnesty Gosu Zongo, Patriotic Voices. In fact, President Mahama and his NDC can't fight Galamsey in this country because they use it as their campaign message to create jobs for their foot soldiers. We should all stay calm and wait for 2028 so that we can vote against them. Regards to Honorable Mavis Hawaya Kumsen, NPP National Women Organizer, hopeful Mr. Osei Boateng Pope, and I feel NPP National Youth Organizer, Onosone Diodeba, and then Teacher Tepa Osei. It is good to see the NPP moving in the right direction by granting amnesty to all suspended members. Therefore, anyone who does not like the party should leave now. We will build our party even if it takes 100 years. The party belongs to us, the youth. We will not sit down and let anyone, especially the older generations who have already benefited from the party, destroy it for us. Never, never. Regards to Honorable Eric Nana Ajimai. So talking about the youth, that brings me back to the issue of the youth going to pick nomination forms for Dr. Bawumia. Yes, Musha say na mudamu no makokofa momo. Ana moyeza. MP youth nasina makokofa nomination forms na ma Dr. Bawumia.
Omujitu musombeko.
No mujitu musombeko na mako. Eti mwana moye. There be
me see sometimes the panic card and I'm testing the panic logic. So that we deal with that and then say youth na kasa gi tumu so mbe kɔ dia se ne no ano se me to entu gi se ne candidate betimi afrɛ me se me nkɔfa form mama kɔ se me support no entu so frɛ me se me nkɔfa form man se me nkɔ but Dr Bawumia frɛ me se me nkɔfa form man se me kɔ me so me wo vote so nim za ɔno kwa do ni vote ba me wo vote ba me se ne candidate frɛ me se me nkɔfa form man me nkɔ it is a 490 youth.
Yes, 490.
Constituency youth organizers, 490. Yeah, well, constituency youth organizers, and yeah, well, a total of 2 times 276 times 2, 552. Into move 490.
Casper 92.9.
That's it. You're from that's almost say, oh, you're economy, the need economy, you say, Boba say, and I say, Casabier. Now, almost man con 62 now, I don't know, Mamba, because someone support here. Someone support here, in Wamba. It is a 62-year-old here. That's all my friend Mamba, not 490 buyer. Why? What is the issue here?
That brings into the other, controversies that's still happening with the issue of the top-bottom approach, where I know you've heard it. The issue of say, I'm here to scheme for your candidate.
If we're here to scheme.
The party itself, I mean,
the party
is taking a decision to do that, to make that. That's a my mama force so party inside, much
sometimes
yes, sir.
We become too diplomatic with the issues, and then it allows issues to look like controversies. Party, no, and I flag brand boy. And your party no flag brand. It is a party now, mom flag brand na echichim and the money paba. It's a party na take a decision. So what would you say party no na echinchim money paba akodia. And I said party.
No mo yes so we need you Dennis.
Me need you say ye kwato aba. And na ballot box na dey see yo. Ballot box na dey see obi any agent. Obi ankoto ba ko. You do know the good thing about NPP primaries no. We to obi a constituency. Ye nto wo fa ko. Ye to obi isin so na be supervisor. And ye to we na kan obi bia na yabbo. What are you talking about? Die bi na aka. The empire na aka. Nancy omo na mo ye say omo say omo wo MPs 10 o say say a omo di omo candidate echi omo ne omo na otis obi complain o 10 yan complain ye nya buy say your sister o say omo boa
na sister sister no kran nya sa dan na mo ko meeting no kran ko en fani pa sister
ba na 10 de omo 10 de no ye no kre omo mo 10
but now so why would you say nya 60
one guy say
and I'm so better say 60
me take attendance. I have the attendance list. It is even more than that because that day not some people like Gideon Boakon, Vicente Asefo and Co were not even in town. They were not even. It's far more than that. So I just say, you see, until I make us say, more simple issues here, controversy, more and more media for now. I just told you, say now what 10 no young kasa. Me what to say? Me honestly speaking, you realize that I try to avoid mentioning anybody's name.
Yes.
I don't know if you've paid attention. The almost 2 hours interview I had, you realize that my book candidates needing once.
Yeah.
And I even mentioned it at the time when I was mentioning all candidates. I try to avoid that because when person have a personalized conversation, and we here and to I pay close attention. You realize I don't mention names. So all I am saying is, why is there controversy? Say, 10, and they say any 62. Out of the 552 constituency youth organizers, 490 never far from my my 62 no so come from my way. Who's the 490 there and I'm watching Chimamonsa. Near to me Chimsa and Kebeja 62. Second bet Chimam in Azaka.
And you know, Yansha him say, a dear pan of the NPP faithfuls. I mean, when it comes to Dr. Bawumia wrap-up, what would you tell them to do in terms of about what would be the changing factor for them to, I mean, reason to say okay, Dr. Bawumia near panel.
I think that MPP send you go in there is no police station executive or trying to say miracles. And now Dr. Bawumia never cut actually the NTI should be Dr. Bawumia. We know how this party operates. And now you name the traditions of the party. And now when you be a police station executive from 1992. Obi wa police station executive from 1992. Or not a party na sakura say me America. So I just say me my police station youth organizer, my police station chairman. My constituency deputy youth organizer, my constituency youth organizer, my campaign manager for my constituency 2008 elections, 2012 elections, 2016 elections, and the 2020 elections. 2.9. Me te party na say. As young as I am, me te party na say. Once I'm abubo, she me edu, na she 4 elections, me te party na say. So I just say, my bedi minister chief executive, my year party ni mo adwuma to the highest, level in terms of party activism. I understand the party, and you can imagine the hundreds of thousands of polling station executives across the country. Almost a party, and they know, say a person winning 2008 elections, 2028 elections, they are. Say what time Dr. Bawumia, say one time no, say no one year will feel, say no 1 year will feel, say a petumi 2028 par dia. Ghana, ya batwa bakwa so much say Dr. Bawumia ne bit me win yamaye. That is what it is. Ya batwa abakwa sem. The history, dynamics, statistics, data, electoral trends of this country clearly shows say Dr. Bawumia ne bit me win elections yamaye, because NDC for no, the Mahama era is over. Whether they like it or not, they have to introduce a new candidate in 2028. What it means is that candidate will have not more than 16 months to campaign for the 2028 elections. And see, incumbency strength be now government in power wono. And that is where the NPP presented Dr. Bawumia because then obe presented candidate a turn dada yenim din yenim nenim yenim nisinto yenim na hoden in some way be kafa no nyina aka no akafa no ho ewie ade foforo bie no NDC for betimi akafa Dr. Bawumia in 2028 enti yen kwasa embre see ye dey see
okay,
and that presents us that advantage over the incumbent government now on the new candidate here
okay,
and that is why the NPP friend is a delegate across the country will tell you say yeah to Abama and Dr. Dr. Bawumia based on the three things.
Okay.
On the most prepared candidate, yes, you're not prepared, no. Abu no. On the most formidable candidates, on Jan and that's what the NDC for base with the and thirdly, on the most winnable. Your share country on my way more back or 70 BBA on only nipa or bet to me and 10 terms so a winning elections now day. Am I
okay? That is Medase.
All
right, that is Miracle Aboagye Communication Director Emma the Bawumia campaign team.
So this is Nsema Ura your friend Dennis Miracle Aboagye. Ono and the Director of Communications campaign team Edma Bawumia. And as I said earlier on, this guy Miracle Aboagye would delay Dr. Alhaji Bawumia. And not only delayance, namum Obama Sebianyado, there is no way Bawumia will become a president. And it will be very difficult. It will be very difficult. Same NPP Ebeba power. Under this, in this, with this behavior. With this kind of behavior, with this kind of behavior, because this guy speaks as if say more power. Okasate said the NPP for still no more power, and power no more, not just more power kikiu. Namum omukita tumi na sebianyado. Omutimidi ye ni omupe na omukomandi Ghana for. I can't simply be Ghana for no. This guy thinks say they are still ruling this country. He thought say they are still ruling this country. That arrogance behavior now will show ye in a Kufado's era, Bawumia's era no, and and also the same kind of arrogance, thinking say Ghana for yempada, thinking say Ghana for Edindiomoye. Dennis Miracle Aboagye train na ubehu die bisi wo Ghana ha. Se mo say mo ensua bibi. Na mo di Ghana for mo be take advantage of Ghanaians. You will always be at the wrong page. You will always laugh at the wrong side of your mouth. Mekaipa 2024 election day no. December 7th. Ojina no to try ampia. Everything shows say Bawumia win. And NDC for dintro, NDC for bobo and call for yesi, can say be at that very day and around 7 p.m. I can say be I didn't know him so mudinku go mudincho. It may name one. So I bet now with this kind of posture, I bet now this kind of I mean nisubai. Anyame nwanwa. So I bet now no yes sir. Because nisubai no he has demonstrated. So no there is no way Obe show remorse in the defeat that they lost this election. In the massive defeat, and he will never show remorse to Ghanaians and apologize to Ghanaians. Say, Sebi, yankasa yakaka sem yahu sem ni sa nema elections. There is no way I'll be sir. And Ghanaians, we are watching closely. We are closely watching him. And many bedroom honor. Na who is who in this country. Why do you comment section? Hanum area number 1 authentic platform Mega TV. Yankopon Koswa H now. Subscribe for latest updates. Media Mega Macrow. Bye bye.